If you like to make your NFL games a little bit more interesting, you've come to the right place. It's the Even Money Podcast with Ross Tucker and Steve Fezzik.
Yeah, Vegas, baby, Vegas. It is the Even Money Podcast. We are, of course, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Here's the deal. We are recording about 3 hours later than we normally do for you guys on a Tuesday. That is because of my travel. I know some of you got a chance to hear me and Kevin Harlan last night on Monday Night Football, Westwood One. Well, my flight was at 5:45 a.m. Central Time. So I just walked in the door back in my house in Pennsylvania. Most of you don't care at all about any of that. I'm just telling you why we're recording a few hours later than we normally do. I'm Ross Tucker, former NFL offensive lineman, 5 teams, 7 years, broadcast college and NFL on TV for CBS, get to do a bunch of radio games on Westwood One, including last night, which was a blast because Kevin Harlan is the man. That's also why I'm a little bit late to record this with Steve today. Can't tell you how much we love those of you that spread the word about the show in any way, whether it's just word of mouth or social media. I'm at Ross Tucker NFL. We are at Ross Tucker Pod. Steve is at Fezzik Sports. And as a reminder, especially after the huge week that Steve and I had in week 5, you can get the spreadsheet that Grades puts together. I'm looking at it right now. He's got the line for each game, the total. He has not only the number of units that we bet on everything, he has our leans. He has it by the week. He has it best bets. He has year to date. He has the totals. He has the teasers, props, everything, all from our guy Grades. It can be yours. Patreon.com/RT Media. Less than $10 a month. Just make sure you're a Tuckheads member so you get access to the private Slack channel. Couldn't do it without our Australian sensation Grades. And Steve, oh, by the way, Arnie Hagler, Jason Faulkner, Ryan McCullough, the 3 latest patrons, patreon.com/RT Media. Well, it could have been even better, Steve, but we had a good week. We needed it badly. We got it. I was up 12 big units. You were up 12 and a half units. So for the year, I am now down 5 units. You are down 15 and a half units. And we did it, Steve, on the strength of every single teaser hitting. You know, sometimes we get criticism from some of the people, whether it's youtube.com/Ross Tucker NFL or whatever. Sometimes it's social media comments. Why do you guys do so many teasers? We don't like teasers. Teasers are dumb. This is why we do teasers. Steve, I was up 20 units as all 5 of my legs hit. So I had the Bucks, the Jets, the Bengals, the Colts, and the Cowboys. All 5 legs hit, up 20 units just on the teaser legs. Steve, all of yours hit as well. You were up 15 units. We needed it.
Yeah, and the ugly math is simplified math. You played 10 teasers and you went 10-0 at 2 units each. Boom.
What I know you always say the Wong teasers, Steve. And I know that they used to be minus 110. Now they're minus 120 at a lot of places. And I also know that a lot of people don't like them. Why do you think people don't like them? And why do we do them? I know why I think we do them, but you're the one that has the math.
Yeah, so it's historically, if you just played these Wong teasers where you're teasing through the 3, through the 7, doesn't matter on an underdog whether he's home or away, but for the favorites, they have to be home. And you played all of them, you win like 77% of them. And so it's profitable to just blindly play them. And a lot of the books have reacted, especially in Vegas, and they're charging more in Vig. So it turns out the math just doesn't work out if you're paying minus 130 or higher. But as long as you're paying minus 120, like you are at DraftKings, and we are sponsored by DraftKings, we play against the DK line, absolutely, I will continue to play those and the math just works out that if you play the teaser, it's a superior bet on that leg than to take that team against the spread.
You're not saying to just blindly do it. You're saying if you did blindly do it, you'd win 77%?
Yeah, so if you did
You
blindly
mean
do it,
77% of the legs would win?
yeah, so you would eke out a profit, a tiny profit, just a tiny profit. But obviously, you should be able to do better by selectively picking the ones that you like and avoiding the ones you dislike.
Got it. All right, so let's just wrap up last week. We like to check our work. Bucks, Falcons. We each had the Bucks in a teaser leg. That hit. Jets, Vikings. We each had the Jets in a teaser leg up to 8.5. That hit. And then Robert Saleh got fired right before we started recording. We'll talk about that. Panthers, Bears. That'll be the last time I bet on the Panthers, Steve. Do not allow me to bet on the Panthers again. Their defense is horrendous. I thought they'd be able to stay with the Bears, put 2 units on the Panthers. That was bad. They lost 36-10. Ravens, Bengals. We both loved the Bengals as a teaser leg. They should have won the game. They didn't, but the teaser leg hit. Bills, Texans. You did a 6.5 point teaser with the Bills up to plus 7.5, and you put 3 units on it. So grades graded you accordingly because it was minus 130. You paired it with the Dolphins up to plus 7.5. Colts, Jags. You put 2 units on the Jags, Steve, laying 2.5. Joe Flacco almost got you, bro. Joe Flacco almost got you. They won by 3. I had the Colts in a teaser leg. That hit. So we both won on that game, Steve.
Yeah, you know, one thing I was really psyched about is we talked about these games that were aligned to pick 'em. Buffalo, Houston, Miami, New England. And I said basically, hey, whichever way the wind blows, as soon as one of these teams becomes a 1.5 point favorite, tease the other guys. And all those teasers won regardless of which team you wound up teasing. Great when you have a close competitive game and it's lined at pick. Bengals applied somewhat as well. I'm like, I'll let the odds makers decide who I tease. They got to make somebody a favorite typically. And when that happens, I'll tease the small dog.
Dolphins, Patriots, we already talked about. Browns, Commanders. We each put 2 units on the Browns, getting our beloved 3.5.
Never again.
They are also going in the penalty box. We are never, ever betting the Cleveland Browns again as long as Deshaun Watson is their quarterback. Never, ever again.
Never
the Panthers
again.
And
I
the
have
Browns,
my quarterback rating.
I have a question, Steve. This is important. I have a question because I think our listeners want to know this. I'm obviously being a little bit emotional, but do you put teams in the penalty box? Like, is that irrational thinking on my part?
No, because the market is not reflecting the fact that Watson can't play a lick. And in fact, I just updated my quarterback rankings, and I have Watson last in the league. I have Watson in -5 territory. You know what that means? He is an average third string quarterback that's starting for the Browns, and the Browns are just paying him too much money. I mean, the second that they make the change and they go to Winston, the Browns will get a significant upgrade. They have to stop playing him.
That will be an interesting situation to watch moving forward, to say the least. That is a fascinating deal. All right, we'll keep it moving. Raiders. We both put 2 units on the Raiders. Getting 3 points was looking great till that Gardner Minshew 101-yard pick 6 by Surtain, and that was a holding penalty. I disagree with Moose Johnston on Minshew on the return. It doesn't matter. Niners, Cardinals. I put 2 units on the Cardinals, getting 7.5. They won the game outright. Love it, Arizona. You're back in. Packers, Rams. Second week in a row, Steve. I lost with the Rams by like a point and a half. They went for 2 and didn't get it. I was getting 3.5. They lost by 5 because they went for 2 and didn't get it. Lost 2 units there. Giants, Seahawks. We both had a heavy lean to the Giants getting 6, and they won outright. we should have done it. Cowboys Steelers, we each had the Cowboys in a teaser leg, and they came through. They won the game outright. Saints Chiefs, I had the Saints getting 5. I thought there'd be a better performance. They got dominated. I mean, I called the game last night. They got dominated. That was just a bad pick by me. However, the teasers, we were 6-0 on our joint teasers. That was our crowning moment for the weekend. Crowning moments presented by DraftKings. Submit your winning bets for a chance to be featured. DraftKings, the crown is yours. It was all about the teasers. It was all about the best bets. We went 6-2 on our best bets for the week, Steve. Let's fire it up for week 6 in the NFL.
Before we do that, one thing I want to emphasize, good coaching might be more important than anything. Let's look at what's happening. When Philly got injured with their wide receivers, couldn't play. Miami without the quarterback, can't play. Look at Kansas City. Give Andy Reid a coach of the year. I mean, they lose Pacheco. They lose Hollywood Brown. They lose Rashid Rice. No problem. We'll just pick up these scrubberinis off the scrap heap. And like Kareem Hunt looks like a Pro Bowler. Juju Smith-Schuster is styling. That is a well-coached team.
There's no question about it. We're going to have a conversation here in a few years about Andy Reid as arguably the best coach in NFL history. That's going to happen. Speaking of winning bets, Steve, how about westshorehome.com/Ross this week? 72 months, 0% interest with up to $1,500 off. Think about that for a second, Steve. No interest until 2030. That's 2 presidents from now. Listen, if you're listening to this podcast or watching youtube.com/RossTuckerNFL, you understand the value of having a long-term 0% plan with a discount. A lot of places, car dealerships, they'll do either or. This is both. If you've ever thought about new windows, new doors, new bathrooms, new showers, westshorehome.com/Ross this week. westshorehome.com/Ross to redeem 72 months, 0% interest, up to $1,500 off. Speaking of Vegas, baby, Vegas, how about a shout out for the Game Time app? That's how my wife and I got tickets for the David Spade and Nikki Glazer show when I was out there in Vegas a couple weeks ago, Steve, for the Raiders and the Browns. That was awesome. Being able to get the panoramic view of exactly where it would look like from our seats in the app. Plus, I like the fact that you get the all-in pricing, so you see what the price is with all the fees and stuff. And the lowest price guarantee is a nice feeling. Do what I did, do what I do. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code MONEY for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. So again, create an account and redeem code MONEY for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game Time. Heck, you can get the Eagles tickets for $300 right now. Love me some Game Time app. I'm just telling you. Let's start with Thursday night, Steve. The Niners on the road laying 3.5 against Seattle. Totals 47.5.
You know, I got to tell you, last week I bet Seattle plus 3.5 on the look-ahead line, and I'm ready to go, but I don't like anything that I saw against the Giants. The Seahawks are getting injured on defense. The Niners, that's 2 games now that they've given away. They lost to the Rams, and they lost to Arizona in games that they really should have won, and now their division record's terrible. I'll still lean Seahawks. I just can't pull the trigger, and really a must-win game for the Niners.
Totally agree with everything you just said. I would almost always take the 3.5 with Seattle at home, short week. I just can't do it. The Giants were the better team than them. They even got that fluke 101-yard fumble return touchdown. And I think the Niners are going to come in. I wouldn't be surprised if the Niners come in and win by 2 scores. Jags over in London, they're getting 2 points against the Bears, total 44.5.
All right, so I'm going to play a bunch of teasers this week. This might be a little dangerous. I'm going to wheel them all with one key game. Okay, so I'm not going to play all the combinations. I'm going to play the Eagles on every teaser because they're by far my favorite. And I will pair the Jags with the Eagles in a two-team teaser, 2 units.
Yeah, the Jags have historically played well in London. They're very familiar over there. If I can tease them up to +8 with you, I'm going to do that. That's a best bet right there. You mentioned the Browns. They play in Philly. The Browns are getting 8.5. Totals 43.5. You are teasing the Eagles from -8.5 down to -2.5. Anything else on this game?
Just the fact the Eagles, don't be worried about the Eagles on all those injuries. The wide receivers are coming back. The Eagles just went from a very injured team to a healthy team off the bye. So I will have more teasers. Stay tuned. I'm going to lock them all in with the Eagles this week.
Yep, so I got the Eagles down to -2.5. They can't lose this game on so many different levels. So that's another teaser leg for me as well. So that's another best bet. What about the Commanders and the Ravens? Total is 52.5. The Commanders are getting 6.5, Steve.
So I was looking to take Washington plus the 6.5. I got talked off of it. The reason being that my guys think the Ravens are going to run all over Washington. They're just going to control the clock, and that the chains will just keep moving. And so because of that, just a lean to a Washington team that's playing very, very well.
Really wish it was 7 or 7.5, but I'm taking Washington. Quarterback's too good. They got too much momentum. I think this is going to be an awesome game. I think it comes down to the end. Give me the Commanders plus the 6.5, 2 units. How about the Texans and the Patriots? Texans are laying 7 on the road. Total is a low 37.5, Steve. We do not know, to my knowledge, who the quarterback will be for the Patriots yet in this game. I have a sneaky suspicion it's Drake May time, though.
Yeah, and I was going to play the Patriots, and then I made my power ratings. It made it 7.5. I checked with Dr. Chow's folks. That's the SIC picks, SIC score folks. They have Houston, the far healthier team as well. That's got me on the sidelines. I pass.
If anything, I think I would lean Houston laying the 7 in this one. What about the Cardinals? Okay. The Cardinals are getting 5 in Green Bay. Totals 49.5, Steve.
Shootout of the week. Green Bay. Love is a gunslinger, as is Murray. Scoring is up in the NFL. That finally, this last week, average game was around 50 points. And this one's only 49.5. Give me the over for 2 units.
Over 49.5 for Steve for 2 units. Man, I liked what the Cardinals did against the Niners. I just don't have the faith. They haven't shown me that they can consistently do it back-to-back weeks. Otherwise, I would take Arizona. Instead, it is just a lean. The Colts are in Tennessee. Colts are laying only a point in Tennessee. Totals 43. We also don't know who the quarterback is for the Colts right now.
Yeah, and we don't know who the quarterback is for the Titans, right? Are we?
They say Levis if he's healthy, but he's also did not practice yet. It's funny how these teams hide behind health. Like they basically say, "Oh, he's not 100%." As long as the other guy's playing well, they'll just keep saying that.
I tell you what, I love the Eagles teaser so much. I'm gonna tease the Titans, and I'm gonna break the rules because I want to make the accounting easier. You might want to consider bringing the Titans up to +7.5, but I'm going to tease them in this case +7 with the Eagles, 2 units. The Eagles are going to be in every teaser this week.
I got nothing on that game. Too much uncertainty for my liking. What about the Bucks? They're laying 2 on the road in New Orleans. The total is 42.5, Steve.
I could only look to Tampa. They've relocated for the Hurricanes, so they're going to New Orleans early. And I tell you, huge drop off with the Saints. I guess is Taysom Hill's injured, so he can't play quarterback. Is that correct? And now,
well, he didn't play last night.
So
with
at
the rib
par
injury.
with the
I think he's got some fractured ribs.
And Haytner, I don't know much about, but I don't like what I saw. Just a strong lean to Tampa.
Yeah, you know what? So I know some of you say, all you guys do is anytime if it's +2, you just take them and you tease it. Not this time. Give me the Bucks. I am laying the 2 points. They have extra rest after Thursday night. The Saints have a short week. They were on the road, and the Saints are super beat up. I like what I've seen from Baker and the boys. Give me the Bucks, laying the 2 points.
Let's make it a best bet. 2 units for me also. Yes.
All right, best bet. We both like the Bucks laying the 2 in New Orleans. What about the Steelers laying the 3 out there near your house in Las Vegas? Totals 36.5.
Yeah, so I'm going to be on the sideline, but I'm going to lean Steelers. The stadium, this game gets taken over by the Pittsburgh fans. They come out here. It's going to be 60% Steeler fans. So no home field advantage would be my handicap, but that was a tough, physical game against Dallas, and Steelers got beat up a little bit. They really lost the stats badly, so I can't back the Steelers. I'll pass.
I have a lean to the Steelers here. I have a tough time picturing them losing 3 games in a row. I just don't see it. The Raiders don't know who their quarterback is. They got Devontae Adams drama. I don't like it. I'm going to lean laying the 3 with Pittsburgh. What about the Chargers? They're laying 3 in Denver. Totals 35.5.
Who are the Chargers? I know off of bye week. Who the heck are the Chargers to be laying 3 against a Denver team that they found their mojo? They've been playing really exceptional ball on defense, and on offense, when you have a rookie quarterback, I know he won a couple road games, but typically rookie quarterbacks play better at home. Give me Denver for 2 units.
Totally agree. I'm surprised by this line. Obviously, they think Herbert will be healthier. Maybe the tackles will be back. I don't care. The only unit we can count on in this game is the Denver defense. So give me the 1 unit I can count on for 2 units. Denver plus 3 at home. Another 2 unit best bet for me and Steve. All right. What about the Falcons? They're laying 6 in Carolina. Total is 47.5, Steve.
So you talked about never again with Watson. Well, never again with this Carolina defense that's absolutely atrocious. You know, I'm going to go over 47.5, 2 units.
Over 47.5, 2 units for Steve. I can't remember the last time I did this. I do not think this is an overreaction. I am laying 6 points with the Atlanta Falcons. I know the odds tell me that this will be a closer game and that the Panthers will find a way to hang. I don't care. I like the way the Falcons are playing. I like the way Kirk Cousins is playing. They're on a roll now, and they got extra time to rest and prepare for this one. And Carolina's defense is just that bad. They don't have the players. There's nothing they can do to get the players at this point. Give me the Falcons -6, 2 units. Lions are in Dallas. The Lions are laying 3, Steve. Totals 52.5.
It's a really good game by the Cowboys against the Steelers. Should have won by more, but I am really concerned about the defensive injuries piling up for the Cowboys, and the Lions are certainly going to be poised to take advantage of that. The Steelers weren't. I'm going to have to pass this game.
It's a pass for me as well. And I don't know. I can make an argument to lean either way. I could lean Dallas because they're getting points at home. I could lean Detroit because of the fact that Dallas is so beat up. I'm not even going to give you guys a lean because I don't have a good enough feel for it one way or the other. We get to Sunday Night Football, Steve. It's the Bengals and the Giants. The Bengals are laying 3.5. Totals 49.
So I have to take the Giants here. This line makes no sense to me. The Bengals have one win all year long. They're laying 3.5 against Carolina. Well, Carolina is terrible. And Carolina, if Chuba Hubbard doesn't fumble on the first drive, I think that's a pick'em game either way. And I think this game could go either way. Giants can win this game. Giants plus 3.5, 2 units.
Totally agree. Another best bet. I'm shocked by this line. The Giants have a solid football team. They're playing well on defense. They'll probably get Malik Neighbors back for this game. Sunday Night Football, he's going to make some plays against that bad Bengals defense. Giants plus 3.5, 2 units. Another best bet. All right, last but not least, Monday night, the Bills go into New York to take on Jeff Ulbrich and the New York Jets. That's the head coach of the Jets, Jeff Ulbrich. Jets are getting 2.5. Totals 41, Steve.
No brainer. We get the bounce for the Jets firing Saleh, and it can't be a coaching downgrade. It's either a lateral move or an upgrade, but the team will all play harder. We've seen this before. So we're going to tease the Jets in with our favorite teaser, the Eagles, 2 units.
Yep, the Jets are my third and final teaser leg of the week. So I've got Jags +8, Eagles -2.5, Jets +8.5, but 5 different 2-unit plays against the spread. I love tailgating, I love contests, and I love Smirnoff because they're giving fans in select areas of the country a chance to win the ultimate game day experience. From tickets to sideline passes and much more. Just head to WeDoGameDays.com until November 15th to enter for your chance to win. Smirnoff, We Do Game Days. Please drink responsibly. Smirnoff number 21 vodka, distilled from grain, 40% alcohol by volume. The Smirnoff Company, New York, New York. Please not share with anyone under legal drinking age. No purchase necessary. 21 plus. Ends 11/15/24. See rules at website for participating area and other important details. Sponsored by Diageo Americas, Incorporated, New York, New York. We love 6 scores rankings. We love, Steve, when people have questions for you. This one comes from Ya. As a reminder, take advantage of any of the sponsors you hear on the show, or just become a patron, patreon.com/RTmedia, and email me your question, ross@rosstucker.com. He said, just kicking back here, enjoying a nice Omaha steak and a refreshing Labatt Blue, and reminiscing on some advice Steve gave regarding teasers. I have a book that has -110 juice on 6-point 2-team teasers and -120 juice on 10-point 3-team teasers. What's the best way to maximize this potential value over the season?
Yeah, so here's a case where I would play every single Wong teaser. Check your rules. If ties lose, which is the case now with some teasers, then never play an integer teaser. So think about it. If ties lose, if you got an 8-point favorite, boom, put them in the 6.5-point teaser down to -1.5. If they're an 8.5-point favorite like the Eagles are, make them -2.5 and just use the 6-point teaser. So mix and match to avoid the integers if that's the case. But think about that. If you're going to break even approximately at -120, well, then you're laying -110. It's almost like on a coin flip, getting plus $1.10 on each and every coin flip. If you bet $100 on each coin flip and you go 1-1 and you get back on your $200 investment, you get back $210, that's a 5% return on investment. That's pretty, 2.5% return on investment. So really, really solid. So absolutely, I'd play every Wong teaser at -110.
I love it. Let's keep the momentum going this week, Steve. Good luck, everybody. Hope you guys win some money.
Thanks for tuning in to Even Money. Make sure to also check out the Ross Tucker Football Podcast, Fantasy Feast, and College Draft, all on the DraftKings Network, YouTube, or subscribe to the podcast on your favorite platform.